John Aldridge back with us on the Irish Independent. The week of the Premier League season, big kick-off. What were your emotions, John, when the season started? Is there butterflies in the stomach, or how do you feel about it all?
Yeah, there is actually the first game, because you trained really hard to prepare for the first game. You played the games which you put everything into. If you get beat or you draw, you don't want to, but you can take it. But the first game, you want to start as you mean to go on. And I remember the Arsenal game in particular, the first game of the 87-88 season, when me, Barnsley and Peter was put out in front of the world for the first time, and we clicked straight away. We knew we clicked before then, but before the game, you do get a lot of tension, nerves. Arsenal were a good team at the time, and Highbury was a lovely ground to play at. I'm running out there. You think, come on, let's. There's something special about the first game. Shouldn't be every game, but it is. It's the opening, isn't it?
Yeah. Did you know that team were going to be as good as they were, or pre-season did it go well? What was the vibe?
Yeah, I had an inclination. First game, we only were back a week. We played Bayern Munich away, and we got beat 3-0 at half time. Second half, we absolutely battered them. Got back to 3-2. We had the goal disallowed, which was nothing wrong with it. And then I thought, well, wow, all of a sudden, that second half, we were ridiculously good. And then we went to Scandinavia, and we beat our team in Oslo. I forget the name of the team. 5-1, I think it was, or something like that. I scored a hat-trick, and it was like poetry, me, Barnsley and Peter singing off the same hymn sheet. The movement, everything was brilliant. And I thought, this is going to be a good ride this season. I didn't know that. And then to go to Arsenal, and win 2-1, throw the gauntlet down, as they say. And then things went from strength to strength.
Just looking at this first week of this season, the big game is Man United v Arsenal. It feels almost like that's a massive game for both managers almost on day one, isn't it?
Yeah, you're saying that, but it's only because of the names. Yeah. To be honest, but you look at it, it could be, if the way Man United finished last year, it could be, I don't know any disrespect to any team, United as well, but it could be anyone down the bottom. But obviously they can't be any worse. And there's a lot of pressure on the manager. There's a lot of pressure on the club. They've gone out and spent a lot of money, for the position that they're in, because they can do. And they want results. And the fan base will want results. And it doesn't go well to go into Christmas, then the manager will struggle. So yeah, it's a good game to look forward to. Obviously they've got a new striker, United, and Arsenal will be strong. I'm looking forward to that game. I just want to get Liverpool's game out the way, hopefully get 3 points in a bag, and I can sit down, have a couple of pints and enjoy it.
Looking at United, I think they've got 3 new strikers they've signed. Mbemo and Sesko arrived last week. I mean, it's interesting to see how that's going to work, because we saw it with Liverpool. It doesn't click straight away, does it?
It can do. It can do. I'm just using myself, Peter and Barnsley, and then Ray come in as an example. But notoriously down the years, it does take a little bit of time. But what I always say, if you're a good footballer or great footballer and you've got a football brain, you will work it out. Peter Beasley had an amazing football brain, so did Barnsley, and Ray was, so clever. And myself, we all have football brains, so you work things out, you suss things out, you read things off each other's games. Whether these players can do for United, only time will tell, because with all due respect, today's players are not mainly as strong as what the older players were, but they're very gifted.
I was looking at Roy Keane there saying he doesn't think United are going to finish above 8th or 9th. Is that considering where they were, that would almost be what they're looking at, isn't it?
Well, it's a progression, isn't it? Would they take that now? I don't think so. I don't think the fans will. They automatically think they should be right at the top, don't they? But it doesn't work that way. We were all at the top, the 60s, 70s, 80s, and then we've gone through the barren spell and we've come out of it. So it depends, but certainly going forward, I expect them to be a lot better. Defensively, big question mark. So I don't know whether they can get that right, because that was problematic last year, and they say successful teams, start with clean sheets. It's only you can't leak goals. because you're fighting to catch up and you need 3 or 4 to win games. It doesn't work that way.
One last question on United. Do you think Amorim will still be their manager at the end of the season?
I don't know. He comes over really well. He's a very likable chap, like Jurgen was to everyone, and I think he will be. I think they will get better. I think it can't be much worse, to be quite honest. But the fans will want to see a trophy of some sort. There's no European trophy, obviously, for them, but they've got the eggs in 3 baskets, haven't they? The League Cup, the FA Cup, and the league. Well, the league, they've got no chance. Yeah. But they've got the 2 cup competition, which they've got to take really, really, seriously. They can't play a second string team. They've got to go for the League Cup, and try and progressively get higher up in the table. Whether they'll accept Conference League or Europa League, maybe Champions League, who knows? Well, that's what you say.
Kelleher at Brentford this year is a interesting dilemma for him. He's always wanted to be a first choice keeper. We all think he's good enough. Well, what are your thoughts? Is he under a bit of strain to try and prove himself?
No. He's done number 1. Yeah. Now he's gained the experience what he's learned from the world number 1 in Alisson. He can take that on board, and he is what he is himself now. He play every game as long as he's not injured. And we all, from Liverpool point of view, wish him the very, very best of luck. As long as he throws a few in when he plays against us, happy days.
Yeah. And good for Ireland that he's playing every week, obviously.
Yeah,
we need someone in there that's playing consistently, don't we?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely. He will get better. He's a great, talented goalkeeper, very good with his feet. And yeah, the experience of being a number 1 will only help ourselves, in years to come.
Jack Grealish to Everton. I mean, a couple of years ago, that would have been unthinkable. He was the star of the Man City team, but it's fallen away from him for whatever reason, isn't it?
Yeah, he's got really good points on the pitch. Maybe there's off the pitch, it's not quite so what you should be. But the lad's talented. I just, I can't get over what he did to us. He probably won't play for England again. I doubt it, but you never know, if he had a great season for Everton. But yeah, I think it's the Everton fans I'm talking to are very excited because he can light up a game, can't he? He's got so much ability. When he's on form, he's sometimes he can be unremarkable. So Everton are looking forward to that. But I think they'll need a little bit more, than Jack Grealish to get the goals that they need, because they need a goal scorer like most teams.
One interesting thing to finish on, Tony Adams was over in Dublin last week talking about leadership and how Ødegaard, he doesn't feel is the right man for Arsenal. He was at an Irish Independent event, actually, and it's really sort of captured the imagination. Everyone's talking about what a captain should be. It's very different to your day, isn't it? We don't have that kind of talisman warrior kind of captain anymore, do we?
No, that's true. You go back from an England point of view, Terry Butcher. Terry put his head in a vice, for his country. We had great captains, didn't we? For the Republic of Ireland in the past. Yeah, notoriously, you look at Big Mick, centre half. Because the old type of managers wanted a centre half because they see it all. They see what's going on in front of them. So that's the reason why they give the captaincy to a defender. More often than not, the centre halves. When you look pro rata in years gone by, that's what it was. And in our days, the centre halves were like 6 foot plus, and go through a bus for the team. You know what I mean? That's the way it was. Yeah.
So and now you got Bruno Fernandes, maybe, and Ødegaard is a different type of captain, isn't it?
Yeah, if you're a Man United fan, you wouldn't want him your captain. You don't. He's just. Look, as a player, you can't knock him. But as a captain, he just does your head in, doesn't he? He's always around to keep the referee. Just get on with your game and get on with the players around you. Help your players. Don't go to the referee all in his ear all the time over there. Even when he dives, he's in the referee's ear. He's just not what Man United's had over the years. They've had some great captains, and for him. For the great captains that have been and look, they must think, wow, how can he be a captain of our great club,